Biafra, Anozim na Biafra, Simon Ipanjoko, Mondozo, Gas, no Sopurugi, retire 2014, but Biafra. We are in Biafra. And you know na Biafra.
Yes.
No na-eme ihe niile kemgbe agara m apụtala kemgbe kama ahụ adịghị nne m mụ na nne m anọgide na California ma eburu ya n'ụlọ ya gawa gakwuru okike ya ma lọghachi n'afọ a oke mmadụ enwe m okwu achọkwanụ m kama achọ m ka ị mara na ịbụ Chineke. You are God. You are. Do you understand that? You are God. And the other gods you work with. I don't expect anything in life. I deal with whatever I see as I see it.
Yes.
I didn't think. I didn't put it into perspective, into any type of perspective. Seeing today. And that I am seeing today, I'm experiencing today. Osworum, I am content.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, my Prime Minister, there is no name under the earth that fits you. There is no name. Chineke Brakwala no Wedeho. Njoko. Onye pana na aga close to Njoko ya for kwibitu yaka. Njoko.
Thank you. So right, I continue from there and
welcome, fellow Biafrans. Welcome, lovers of freedom. Good evening, everyone. Tonight is going to be a bit of a long night, and I welcome every one of you. Raphael Chamaka Jere is my name. Just coming out from the town hall meeting by the Homeland, and every one of us know that on Sundays now, going forward, the Homeland will be hosting us every Sunday. Every Saturday. Every Saturday, the Homeland will be hosting every one of us, both those in diaspora and worldwide. So I'm sure you must have seen the flyer. So going forward, that is the update we have. I am going to show us the flyer once again in the course of this particular broadcast. I will bring us this update from the upfront, from the Homeland, and then after that, just like I promised you, and as you can see from the title, we have Tested and Trusted. Tested and trusted by Odogwu himself. Then they show working. Nobi Cho Cho Cho. They are not into Cho Cho Cho. These are gallant men, gallant warriors that our PM believes so much in, and then they don't just answer their names just like that. But they are actually the backbone of everything Obatobie represents and is doing. I will be bringing you the man who made it happen actually in Finland. But the shameless, retarded, psychopathic, psychophonic, useless, stupid, shameless Honorable Fulani tried to steal the show. But today, Chineke Nabale Alam disgraced her. I told her it would be her end. And Biafrans have rejected her completely. Anyone still following that mad woman, something is not correct in your head. Or is it you that will try to be following Ogechukunkere, Isaiah Nyogo, who want to blackmail our prime minister by claiming to be the one sponsoring the legal fees of our prime minister, something that Finland has been sponsoring. And he's pushing the propaganda that he's sponsoring it, trying to tarnish the image of our prime minister. You know, they have all been disgraced. So anyone that is even listening to Isaiah Anyogo, you need medical evaluation. You need help, serious help. Or is it Ngozi? If Ngozi is good or Ngozi means anywhere, all the people, in fact, everything that makes sense have left Ngozi. Finally, now you are aware that the daughter of Chimaroke Nnamani, #1 stooge of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom in Biafra land, was imported into what we are doing and placed at the forefront of media to destroy everything Obatobie represents in the media. No wonder what they have been doing in the media. And Finland kept saying that this and that is happening in the media. I was there in court when Finland, right there in the court, were asking Obatobie, what is it about this USD? And this woman is so talking about all this noisy everywhere, representing you and all that. Obatobie said, I know nothing about this USB. Because Obatobie knows that already Chimaroke Nnamani, the dead, dreaded, evil politician in Enugu State, blood-sucking demon in Enugu State, her own daughter, Nnamani's daughter, is among the instruments Ngozi Orabueze and Uche Obijoakun put forward. What's that her first name again? Nnamani. What's that her name again? Tochi Nnamani. You are all aware now. So if you are following them, I am sorry for you. So first of all, let's listen to this 20 minutes from Commander Angel Makeup. And after that, I will bring you the man who made it happen in Finland in December. His name, Dr. Bryson Okoma. Fantastic guy. You know, those that make it happen for to be tested and trusted, Nobi Cho Cho. So let's listen to Commander Makeup, and then I will bring you the video for the night. Day one.
Very quick information, very quick one. I have an update from Okigwe, the security situation, the security updates from Okigwe, and today is the 5th of September 2025. And it is the duty and the primary responsibility of the Biafra Defense Forces, Biafra Liberation Army, and the Biafra Resistance Fighters, and all other Biafran armed forces. It is the responsibility of the Biafra Defense Forces to protect Biafrans by giving them first-hand information. Because in the land of Biafra, na southeast, Oboda bo Obodomunage, there's no Nigerian security that will give you an update in order to protect the life of the citizens. Instead, they will be committing the atrocity and labeling it against IPOB. See, listen, let me tell you something that you must understand. And the earlier you understand it, good for you. Biafra Defense Forces are the people of indigenous peoples of Biafra. You cannot separate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Simeon Ekpa. You cannot separate two of them. You cannot claim that you follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you see the good work of Mazi Simeon Ekpa, and you rejected Mazi Simeon Ekpa, claiming that you are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are a stupid idiot. The information I have come is for the people of Okigwe over what is currently going on. eji m ohere ọma na-agwa ndị ọkaigwe, especially the youth of Ụmụlọlọ, the youth of Akụ, the youth of Amanọ, the youth of Amụrọ, Ụmụanụmoke, Arọ Ọkaigwe, Agbaọbụ, and other communities that are facing the brutality from the Nigerian genocide. This information is for you. Be careful. The enemy has entered Okigwe. According to the information reaching to my table, is that yesterday, being the 4th of September, around 1, 2, 3 a.m. in the night, the Nigerian terrorist governments, under the watch of Hope Sodima, shifted his terrorists in Okigwe. As I'm talking to you now, they have laid ambush. Have laid ambush in some strategic places in order to catch the youth. The assignment is for them to catch the youth of Okigwe in a large number. Now, they will be going to. This information is for you in Okigwe. You know, you are blackmailing the men on the ground. You are blackmailing Gento the Yahoo. You are attacking a Jamaica, a terrorist, a kidnapper, a criminal. But it is the same Biafra Defense Forces you are blackmailing that is bringing this first-hand information so that you might live. So that you can do. So that you can have an account in the Bagua. So that you can have an account in the database. So that you can have an account in the army. So that you can have an account in the kidnappers. You can have an account in the hoodlums. The political dogs. It is the same from the office of Major General Gento the Yahoo, aka Ifeanyi Okorinteze. From his office that this information is coming to you, so that you yourself that is listening to me now will be protected, because one, they agreed in Agana Hotel. The hotel owners must be warned. The information reaching to me from Okigwe is that the Nigerian government, the Mande Army, Mande Police, Mande GSS, Mande Database, Mande Bupago, Mande Akodo, the whole forces, Okigwe yesterday night, being the 14th, being the 4th, and I am reporting this today being the 5th of September, so that you yourself that is listening to me now will be careful. Una doesn't una no one ever na mind na Biafra na anything maka Biafra, because the information is that when that get in a hotel, when that get sent in a public markets like otu a coffee bed, otu abata de, otu a rocha stack de, otu a ever hotels, otu a ever Biapalos, otu ever some joint that people na puta vendor areas, even the newspapers. Please, this information is for you. Onya una gira na your miss na akọ maka Biafra. Una mata na nda DSS. Onye dira now, both in the schools, both in the churches. And this is what they concluded in their secret meeting. Because, you know, I told Biafrans that I will be updating them on every step that the Nigerian terrorist government is taking against the Biafrans. So I want to read the scripts that was sent to me from Okigwe in order to give you how the information goes. This information is coming from Biafra land about the security situation in Okigwe. Today is Friday, 5th of September, 2025. I have important information to the people of Okigwe, such as Umulolo youths, Ako youths, Arondizog youths, Umalumoke youths, Ogi youths, and some parts of Esinnachi and the Omo Aloma youths, and the people of Okigwe young men. The information I am receiving now is that now from Okigwe is that the Nigerian terrorist military, in collaboration of Nigerian terrorist police, DSS, Tiger Base, Killing Squad, and the Ebubago terrorist squad, have led their demonic ambush for the ongoing Okigwe genocide war against Biafran people. This information is for you in Okigwe axis to either you leave Okigwe or you control how you are moving, especially at night. The Biafra Defense Forces is now advising Biafrans, not just in Okigwe, Biafrans in all over now, especially Okigwe State, Owerri State, and Olo State, especially this territory. Please, if you are a Biafran living in this axis, please avoid night movements. Even the information that I am receiving is that the Big Amba is trooping his own squad to Okigwe, as the whole Odogwu has trooped his own squad to Okigwe, and the Anambra with the Akodo, his terrorist Akodo people are also trooping the same in Okigwe. What are they looking in Okigwe? What is their problem in Okigwe? So, the enemy of Biafrans who have lost power, who have lost people's confidence, who has lost people's love, who has lost people's choice, have entered Okigwe for them to catch you, the youth of Okigwe. Don't be deceived. And another information I want to let the Biafrans all over the world to understand that the eye of Biafrans is now opening. How is Njemekop against you? And Njemekop is giving you information to protect you. Is Gento the Yahoo against you? And from his own office, despite his critical condition, he still gives me the privilege to enlighten you so that he will not lose men in Okigwe. What Dem Dey Yahoo is doing, what the man on the ground is doing, what Triple General Igwe Potozo is doing, they are only fighting to protect you that is condemning them. But your condemnation doesn't move any mountain. We are stronger than yesterday. And the better you remove the...
Did you hear what he said? We are stronger than yesterday. Oh my God. I like that. Listen to the commander again. We are stronger than yesterday.
Only fighting to protect you that is condemning them. But your condemnation doesn't move any mountain. We are stronger than yesterday.
Hey!
And the better you remove the Nigerian terrorist governments out of Igbo land, the better you dissolve any Nigerian security in Igbo land. Igbo, yes. And that's why I want to bring you a report. The report I am receiving from Aaron Dizog. The report is saying that Aaron Dizog communities have strongly in unity, in decisive decision, rejected the Odogwu military takeover of their peaceful communities, alleging that they will strongly protect themselves from any terrorist invasion of their Aaron Dizog communities. The people cried out that how can Fulanis in military uniform, in DSS uniform, that is killing the Benue people, Kaduna people, Borno people, and the Maiduguri people, how can the same Nigerian securities that is burning down people's house, rendering many Aaron Dizog people homeless, and sentencing the youth and young men of Aaron Dizog in database? So, the well-meaning communities in Okigwe axis had strongly rejected the evil imposed Ebubago takeover group and their unknown soldiers that Igbo politicians imposed on them in the name of fighting against the men on the ground.
What it simply means is that any man in uniform you see in Aaron Dizog is a meat. Any man you see in military uniform, police or soldier, navy, the communities have rejected you. They don't need you to protect them, because if you could not protect the people in Benue, in Jos, that speak the same language with you, is it Biafra land you want to protect? They are telling you, we don't need you in Biafra land. If you are anywhere in Biafra land, bombastic animals. If you cannot protect people in the north, it's in Aaron Dizog. You see all the propaganda they have been pushing. Gentle came to unalive Aaron Dizog people. Somebody that is positioned in Aaron Dizog in the Okigwe axis to protect the lives of Biafrans. And he has done it for years and years and years. So all of a sudden, he will not turn his guns against them. You see, your propaganda did not sell. Your propaganda died on arrival. Now, you will become the meat. The hunter will now be hunted. I say what? The hunter will now be hunted. Thank you, Commander Makeup, for this update. Let's continue to hear him.
That Igbo politicians imposed on them in the name of fighting against the men on the ground. The final information I want to drop before I summarize is that this information are for those who are saying that the Fulanis are not kidnapping people, that the people kidnapping the people kidnapping people in Okigwe are the men on the ground. This information is for you. I want you to do the investigation about a man called Onyekachi Ikoku from Ogibe. He was kidnapped by the Fulani herdsmen. And after 1.2 million ransom was paid, now it was the red and the black Bible criminals that Ikenga Uruago and Ebekodike, Tina Sanwolu, all these members of DOS and those who want to sabotage the freedom of Biafrans. The criminals they recruited in Okigwe are the ones that brought out this Onyekachi Ikoku that was kidnapped by Fulanis in between Ezinnachi and Isukwato in that bush. Let me use this opportunity to ask you, our gentle kidnap the man, our gentle collected the 1.2 million ransom. Our gentle mereye. So I want to use this opportunity to let their friends to understand that the people who are killing Igbos are Ebekodike and his squad. And they are working with the Nigerian state government that has their Islamic agenda in order to wipe out Igbo youths.
Yes.
In order for Fulanis to take over our communities. And the Ebekodike is an agent that the Nigerian government are using in order to accomplish this mission. That is why the DOS is carrying a campaign, propaganda against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against Mazi Simon, against the men on the ground, against the Biafra Liberation Army and Biafra Defense Forces. Listen, let me tell you, you cannot separate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Mazi Simon, and you cannot separate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the men on the ground, and you cannot separate men on the ground from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you cannot separate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the men on the ground. So Mazi Simon is working according to the templates of freedom. Then, which one are you working from? DOS, Itenguruago, all this DOS, go this IPOB. IPOB has been modernized. They have sold IPOB to Nigerian securities. This is what I want you to understand. They have sold, the DOS have sold IPOB to the hand of Southeast politicians. That is why they are working together in order to vandalize or quench the light of freedom. But they have failed. Light is light, and darkness is darkness. So take this lecture, take this information to the people who can reason. I'm not forcing you to take my advice, but I want you to protect yourself. If you know how you can protect yourself, and remember, the tiger base is not for your own protection. DSS, they are not for your own protection. Nigerian terrorist army, they are not your protection. They have come to kidnap you, to kill you, to reduce you, and to infect your communities. So the security conscious, don't say that the Biafra Defense Forces didn't give you this first-hand information. Because in different areas, transportation, every location, every point, in order to make sure they grant Igbo youth. Don't say you were not informed.
All right. Thank you very much. I made it fast. I made it to play fast so that it will round up very quickly and we'll go to the next one. The next one is a long one indeed, a long one, because I want to take us back to Lahti in Finland. I want to take us back to Lahti in Finland, and I will make it a bigger one like this so that you'll enjoy it. Please call everyone you know. Let them come and hear from the mouth of the man who declared Biafra. This is the man who declared Biafra. Are you hearing me? Let me bring you the day the man who declared Biafra. And it is out of the obedience and love for PM that he stood still on that podium on that day to read this declaration and to declare Biafra because of Simon Ekpa and everything that he believes. If it were from Ngozi Fulani and what she wanted to do, we would have spit on her face and we would have left her. And then she would have rejoiced that she has succeeded to destroy everything about that declaration. But we did not allow her because the declaration was on the 2nd of December. The shameless psychopath, pathetic woman shifted it forward to 29, the very first day. The declaration was read on that day because dike kwadoro akwado mana mberede keji mberede na nyiri dike but mberede keji ma dike. So the man you are about to listen to is dike Kob, because Odogwu trusted them and believed in them. If you look on my DP, you will see them, the squad, Odogwu Jabamba. I bring to you Dr. Bryson Okoma. Let's go to Lahti, Finland.
All right. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Thank you, COS. Now we call on Honorable Dr. Bryson Okeoma to read the declaration document.
It's projected, right? I will read on the screen.
You want me on the screen?
On the screen, yeah.
Okay.
Una na-afụkwa ya afụ dị mkpa afụ ogologo imi ya oke kwado akwado.
Can they play music while we play some music when we?
Justice. Let's stop this fighting.
Biafrans, thank you very much for your presence here. I want to recognize our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I want also to recognize our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpan Joko. They have given our people hope. They saw the tribulations our people are passing through, and they have done the needful. We are fortunate to have a prophet in the name of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, who everybody testifies that everything he had prophesied had happened. In the same or comparable capacity, our Prime Minister has promised a lot of things, and pretty much everything he has promised, he has delivered, including this day. The Declaration Committee met severally and documented all our grievances, and I have their mandate to read them today for you, for everyone present here to endorse. So without wasting your time, this is the Declaration of Restoration of Independent United States of Biafra. Today is November 29th, 2024, here in Lahti, Finland. We, the officials of Biafra Republic government in exile, Biafra de facto government in the homeland, and the delegates from across the world representing the constituent states of the United States of Biafra, who collectively and individually advocate for self-preservation of our people in the face of unrivaled genocidal onslaught by Nigeria government against our people in Nigeria and the 40 states of the United States of Biafra, have gathered here in Lahti, Finland, this day, November 29, 2024, to make the following declarations. Whereas we have endured political marginalization, economic deprivation, periodic massacre of Biafra people within Biafra land and across Nigeria since the 1914 amalgamation and creation of Nigeria. Whereas we have endured all this in hope that one day things would be better. Even the initial declaration of an independent state of Biafra and the 13-month civil war in which more than 5 million of our compatriots perished was not enough to steer Nigeria towards that elusive, inclusive, and prosperous future. Rather, despite its false claim of no victor, no vanquished, and false promises of the triple R, which refers to reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction, the Nigeria government constantly pursued a winner-takes-it-all policy discernibly reflective of a master-slave relationship. We have endured all this with so much reluctance to complain. We have resorted to self-help and strived to provide for ourselves basic necessities of life that ordinarily governments across the world provide for their citizens. We have carried on in the face of unimaginable hardship until our very existence became threatened beyond human tolerance limits. In 1999, we started nonviolent agitation with flags. Instead of sending negotiators to address our agitation, the Nigeria government resorted to systematic killings of our people, aiming to exterminate all the agitators and killing tens of thousands of Biafrans in the process, and harvesting the organs of thousands of those they abducted. Nigeria government intensified its widespread massacre of Biafra people under the Fulani-controlled government of Muhammadu Buhari in 2015, and has continued since then. Our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, escaped assassination when Nigeria military invaded his home on September 17, 2017. An invasion that left 28 other Biafrans dead. 3 years later, Nigeria went as far as abducting our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in Kenya and renditioning him to Nigeria in June 2021, and has detained him in solitary confinement for more than 3 years now, despite 2 Nigeria court judgments and a United Nations work group on arbitrary detention mandating his release with compensation. These ongoing brutalities against our people serve as frequent reminder that the war that supposedly ended in 1970 never really ended. In response to the various shades of existential threats Nigeria is presenting to the people of Biafra, and out of the natural law of self-defense and consistent with the United Nations and African Union charters on people's right to self-defense, we started carrying arms officially in 2022. Now, therefore, to protect ourselves from government-sponsored violence, we have reached an incontrovertible conclusion that self-determination and self-governance are the only viable permanent solutions against ongoing violence orchestrated by the Nigeria state against the indigenous people of Biafra, and both give us state power to protect ourselves from external aggression, such as invasion by Fulanis from other countries, which Nigeria is not preventing but facilitating. On the basis of these and many more grievances listed hereunder, and knowing fully well that we are a group of people confronting several extenuating circumstances that collectively make our people an endangered species, and knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra. On the basis of these and many more grievances listed hereunder, and knowing fully well that we are a group of people confronting several extenuating circumstances that collectively make our people an endangered species, and knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, We are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra.
Una dey hear am? I will repeat it like 2 or 3 times. Some idiot will come and tell you, Ngozi single-handedly came to declare Biafra, to declare Biafra. Umokoko. Hope you are hearing it. I will repeat it again. Because Biafrans, they heard it when he made that declaration. And they knew this is what they were waiting for. Immediately he said it, everywhere rise up in applause.
Circumstances that collectively make our people an endangered species, and knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra.
Nice one. Repeat it for the last time, so I will go on.
And knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra.
You know, because some people have ear problem. I want to increase the volume so that you hear it again for the last time. Let me increase the volume.
Vision and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra. And knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra. And knowing fully well that the only means for our collective survival is self-preservation and self-determination, we are taking these steps to declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra, also known as the Confederating States of Biafra. Before independence in 1960, population distribution in Nigeria conformed to global trends, in which population centers are in lower elevation regions with better climate and easy access to water, food, and shelter. In 1960, Nigeria was comprised of 3 supposedly equal regions: North with 14 provinces, East with 12 provinces, and West with 9 provinces. This meant that the North had 14 provinces, while the South had 21 provinces. However, after independence, and with political power in the hands of unscrupulous elements from the North, the geopolitical distortion began in the most senseless manners. Nigeria became a country where human settlements violated laws of nature, with outrageous claims that more people live in the hot, arid North than the mild coastal South. Gradual and arbitrary creation of states by mainly military leaders from the North over the years resulted in the North today having 19 states and 414 local government areas, while the South has 17 states and 355 local government areas. This distortion in the geopolitical structure of Nigeria has been used to politically and economically marginalize the people of Biafra. Because the number of states and local governments are directly used for political representation and revenue allocation to the disadvantage of the South, even though as much as 90% of the resources sustaining Nigeria come from oil and gas resources in Biafra land. Distortions in geopolitical structure, resource control, religious incompatibility, and a larger ambition by the Fulani oligarchy to make Nigeria a Fulani country are at the core of instability and insecurity in Nigeria. And all avenues by indigenous people to seek redress have been met with brute force. Such brute force has resulted in military invasion of numerous communities in Biafra land and indiscriminate killings of people in those communities at genocidal scale. For example, Section 1 of the Biafra Declaration Handbook captures several of the Nigeria government-sponsored killings in the hinterland of the United States of Biafra, also called the Southeast, as well as the South-South. Notably, Ezu River massacre under Governor Peter Obi, Onisha Mpo massacre under Governor Obiano, Obaru massacres under Governor Soludo, Obibo massacre under Governor Wike, Ohafia and Aba massacres, including 150 youths praying at Ngwa High School and another hundreds of innocent Biafrans on a parade in Aba, as well as the invasion of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's home that left at least 28 people dead under Governor Ikpeazu. Also, widespread Ebonyi massacres under Governor Umahi, widespread Enugu massacres under Governor Ugwuanyi, widespread Imo massacres, including repeated invasions of Izombe, Olo, Osu, under Governor Zodimma. Nigeria terrorist forces also unleashed mayhem and killed hundreds of Biafrans who were celebrating in Port Harcourt Donald Trump's victory in the 2016 US presidential election. In all days, tens of thousands of Biafrans have been killed. But the coastal regions of Biafra have also not been spared in these killings, and more than 4,000 people were killed between 1999 and 2024. In particular, Ode massacre in 1999, Kwale massacres in 1999, and ongoing Ozoro Ole massacres 1999, 2003, Uweru massacres 2021 to 2023, Okuama massacre 2024, Olodiama massacre 2024, and not to forget one of the worst recorded massacres in human history in Asaba, 1967-70. Also, the eastern flank of Biafra, covering former Cross River and Akwa Ibom states, has its record of Nigeria government-sponsored killings, including in 2021 when Nigeria military invaded the following communities with substantial loss of lives: Afahat, Ekot Apan, Okan, Owa, Ekot Afanga, Ntok Nsek, Ekot Upon Eto, Ekot Otu, Ekot Obok, Ntak Ekot Akan, and some other communities. Since after the 2021 invasion, the military has maintained presence there and are frequently abducting people, killing them, harvesting their organs, snatching people's wives, and raping our women. They maintain checkpoints where travelers must disembark from their vehicles with arms raised while passing the checkpoint on foot. This pattern of military and police intimidation is commonplace in the whole of Biafra land. It beats our imagination how people's lives can be devalued this much in one's native country. In contrast, there has never been military invasion of communities in northern Nigeria, just as there are rarely communal clashes in the north, unlike the south. Because of Nigeria government's divide and rule strategy in the south, several communities are separated from historical alliances and forced into new ones, often with poorly defined boundaries. Such machinations by the Nigeria government have been responsible for the spate of boundary-inspired communal clashes in Biafra land, which is relatively absent in the north. The United States of Biafra will reunite communities along natural and historical boundaries and bring an end to boundary disputes. Aside from killings directly conducted by Nigeria government, various Fulani-affiliated terrorist groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen, in their desire to displace indigenous people and take over their lands, are invading communities and slaughtering them in a scale never seen before. For example, many Fulani installed kings and political appointees forcefully seize indigenous people's lands and transfer the lands to Fulanis. The Oba of Benin is reported to have sold in 3 years 1,200 acres of land to Aligoke Dangote, and Dangote trucks are used to ship in Fulani terrorists into these lands, from where the Fulanis operate and unleash terror in the neighboring communities and the entire coastal region, especially in Eka State, former Delta State, where the kidnappers in Eka land come from Benin, former Edo State. The Fulani terrorists and kidnappers in Awo, in Abovo County, reportedly will make you cook for them, cook for the terrorists, and have you watch them rape your wife in order to spare your life. And you have to pay 5 million naira for them to release your wife to you. Furthermore, kidnapping and rape by Fulani herdsmen in several communities in Delta State like Ibide and Avre in Isoko have been reported. Such attacks have contributed to farmers not being able to access their net lands, resulting in widespread hunger and poverty. Repeated attacks by Fulani terrorists and killer herdsmen in 2001, 2010, and 2023, and early part of 2024 in Uweru Kingdom in Urobo Isoko led to over 300 persons losing their lives. In the eastern flank of the United States of Biafra, Fulani terrorists are operating unchallenged as they have established terrorist cells at Obanliku, Obudu, Bumaji, Ogoja, Akampa, Mbak, which they renamed Nasarawa, Bogobri, where they sell human parts of those they killed, particularly those that are unable to pay ransoms. Often the military is accused of complicity or in the minimum unwilling to prevent or stop these atrocities from happening. It was on the account of this that General T.Y. Danjuma famously said that the military colludes with the invading terrorists, and that if we wait for the military to protect us, we would all die. And he consequently asked indigenous people to explore opportunities for self-defense. And that's what we are doing. We are not committing terrorism. Rather, we are defending ourselves against terrorism. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not inciting violence and is not committing terrorism. Rather, he was sensitizing his people against terrorist threats. In the same vein, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is not committing terrorism. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. In the same vein, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is not committing terrorism. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. Terrorism. In the same vein, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is not committing terrorism. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. Terrorism. In the same vein, our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is not committing terrorism. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. I stand here to say that all over the world, killing people is called homicide, and it's a crime. But in Nigeria, Fulanis are killing people all over the country. They are committing homicide, but the Nigerian government doesn't treat their killings as homicide. Rather, they give them all manner of entitlement, okay? Rather, what they treat as terrorism is you defending yourself. So, Nigeria government wants you to let Fulani kill you. In fact, they want you to bend your neck so that when Fulani strikes you once, your head falls off. And we said we wouldn't do that. And because of that, we are hell-bent defending ourselves against terrorism, including against Britain, okay? BBC interviewed Ahmadu Bello in 1964. And if you listen to that interview, you will see that Nigeria was never one country. And Britain forcing us to be in the same country is exercising futility. Since the April 14, 2014 abduction of the Chibok girls and Nigeria government's refusal to rescue the girls, Boko Haram and other Fulani invaders have acted with so much impunity, leaving extreme savagery in their trail. October 30, 2024, the press reports that Fulani invaders have taken over the largest Nigerian military training camp in the north. There is no word yet from the government. Even the blind can see the game plan. As Nigeria deployed its military down south, foreign invaders overrun the north. The entirety of the confederating states of Biafra have come to the realization that without state autonomy, it is impossible for us to exercise full control over our land, which makes it easy for grabbing by invading terrorist headers who, despite being armed, also enjoy protection from the military if indigenous people are to confront them. The political and economic marginalization of people of Biafra are well documented in sections 1 and 2 of the Biafra Declaration Handbook, and a few of them are listed here. The section titled Man's Inhumanity to Man, Nigeria's 1999 Constitution, a travesty, narrates how Nigeria's exclusive list is a grand plan to dispossess us of our natural inheritance. It is noteworthy that while the Nigeria government has added every imaginable resource in the south to the exclusive list, comparable resources in the north are left under the control of the north, such that oil, gas, and solid minerals, including salt, in the south are in the exclusive list and therefore under the control of the Nigeria government. Whereas similar resources in the north, for example, gold in Zamfara, is not controlled by the Nigeria government, it is controlled by Zamfara people. While Nigeria government cuts away the proceeds from oil and gas exploration, our people are left to suffer the environmental degradation caused by exploration and production activities and the associated oil spills that have ruined aquatic life, fishing, and access to potable water in the region. Preceding the 1999 Constitution was Abuja 1989 Declaration that set out an Islamic agenda to transform Nigeria into an Islamic state. They sought to make Nigeria a member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ensure that Muslims control strategic positions within the country, and ultimately have Nigeria ruled by a president and vice president of the Islamic faith, a feat they have achieved with the 2023 selection and coronation of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Yerima Shetima as president and vice president, respectively. Aside, many indices of religious incompatibility abound and frequently lay bare the deceit of one Nigeria. Times without number, Christians and Biafrans are killed by the Islamists in Nigeria over events that happen outside Nigeria. Notably, Nigeria was the only place in the world where Christians and Biafrans were killed over the US war against Taliban in Afghanistan in 2001. Whereas in other parts of the world, people protesting against the war burnt only American flags and George Bush's effigies. Likewise, a Danish cartoon of Prophet Muhammad in Denmark in September 2005 meant that many more Christians and Biafrans had to be killed by the Islamists in Nigeria. Between 2006 and 2007, hundreds of Biafrans were killed in various Islamist protests against the Danish cartoon of Prophet Muhammad in the north, notably on February 18, 2006 in Maiduguri. Northern states started implementing Sharia law after Nigeria swore in a president of the Christian faith, Olusegun Obasanjo, in 1999. States in the north, led by Zamfara State, started implementing Sharia law in 2000, and by 2002, it quickly spread across the north, and its spread was accompanied by religious violence against Christians, resulting in the massacre of thousands, most of them Biafrans. The Sharia law in the north under Obasanjo was the northern Islamic states' protest over having a Nigeria president of the Christian faith. Obasanjo had promised that Sharia implementation would fade away, rather it has flourished. The North has created Hizbah police to enforce Sharia law. With the enforcement of Sharia, they destroy businesses owned by Christians and Biafrans in the North. Nigeria was founded as a secular state, which it has lost by the impunity of Sharia law in the North and other excesses of their Islamic agenda. Today, they want to make Sharia law a federal law. As the month of October 2024 draws to a close, the Islamists in the National Assembly introduced a bill to make Sharia law a federal law. Despite the turmoil in the country, they are moving full speed with their Fulanization and Islamization agenda and don't give a damn about those resisting their agenda. Also, in many respects, Olusegun Obasanjo created the prevailing political succession challenges in Nigeria when he single-handedly prevented his vice, Atiku Abubakar, from succeeding him in 2007. Obasanjo sponsored someone else, Yar'Adua, who would die only 2 years into his presidency, making the Fulani accuse Obasanjo of knowing that Yar'Adua would die and consequently demanded the presidency returns to the north, even though Yar'Adua's vice, Goodluck Jonathan, constitutionally becomes the president in the event the president vacates the office by death. Given that implementation of Sharia in Nigeria was under a Yoruba president and a Muslim pair also under a Yoruba president, among other things, we can confidently conclude that Yorubas have served as willing tools for Islamizing Nigeria and shortchanging the South. August 23, 2024, as reported by Sahara reporters, Tinubu government excludes Southeast institutions as NEL Fund publishes student loan disbursement to 19 universities and other higher institutions. Practically excludes both Southeast and South-South, with the exception of University of Benin. Tinubu appears ready to continue with the same pattern of exclusion Biafra territories, particularly the Southeast, suffered under Buhari. Of course, long ago, Ahmadu Bello boasted that any president who is not from the South to rule Nigeria must be employed to fulfill their Islamic agenda. The politics of exclusion of the Southeast and South-South have been common throughout Nigeria's history, and successive governments have pursued it with fervent fervor. But it particularly took a new dimension under the Buhari government. During Buhari's tenure, he borrowed money from international lenders, including 16 trillion naira meant for poverty alleviation, and spent all to the exclusion of the Southeast and South-South. He also created new federal universities, and none of those universities was in the Southeast. Many people recall how the COVID-era palliatives were given to other regions, but not to the Biafra territories of Southeast and South-South. No other group of people in the world can take even 1% of the maltreatment Biafrans have endured in Nigeria. Imagine Yoruba contributing nothing to Nigeria, but in a position deciding who to include or exclude in the scheme of things. Or these shenanigans from Nigeria make our freedom inevitable. What is the value of life if it is so bare and so ridiculously deprived and devalued? In addition to the pain marginalization and religious incompatibility have caused, cultural incompatibility is even as ominous as anything else we have discussed. Many people argue that Fulanis value cattle above and beyond human lives. This was recently a subject of discussion at the Nigeria National Assembly. Such value system has wreaked untold havoc on millions of Nigerians and Biafrans. The Fulani disregard for human lives underlies their propensity to commit genocide as scales not seen in modern human history, which makes it seem like we are reliving the Stone Age again. Hundreds of Biafrans were killed between 1993 and 1998 in northern Nigeria because of Moshood Abiola, who was believed to have won the June 12, 1993 election that was subsequently annulled. Many more Biafrans were also killed when Abacha and Abiola died between June 8 and July 7, 1998. On April the 24th, 2011, more than 1,000 Biafrans were killed after Goodluck Jonathan, a Christian and Biafran, was declared winner of the Nigeria presidential election over Fulani Muhammadu Buhari. Muslim youth went on rampage in northern towns and cities. Among those that died were Obinna Okpo Kiri, who returned from London to participate in the National Youth Service Corps program and was posted to Bauchi State. Also killed was Eukaria Remi, a 2010 graduate of the University of Nigeria, serving in Damaturu, Yobe State. Several of these Islamist-inspired killings are spread over northern Nigeria and can occur at any time without notice. Other instances include Fulani invasion of communities in Biafra land, including Ehamufu, Izombe, Obanliku, Obudu, Bumaji, Ogoja, Akampa, Mbak, Bogobri, Ibide, Avre, Uweru, and other places, as well as Fulani killings and slaughtering of people who are unable to pay ransom, and in many instances, even after paying ransom. It does not make sense making references to one Nigeria when it is obvious that Nigeria is not one, has never been one, and will never be one. Anybody that listened to Ahmadu Bello and his doctrine of Igbo hate and exclusion as he encapsulated in his notorious interview with the BBC in 1964, which is the template the Fulani has been acting out, as evidenced by Yerima Shetima's late infamous phone call with Ibikunle Amosun, and still thought there was a country called Nigeria or one Nigeria, that still believed the disparaged group belonged together with the disparaging group, must share some responsibility for the avoidable carnage from the forced union of people that have nothing in common. In the north, all Biafrans are identified as Igbo. So when you hear Ahmadu Bello mention Igbo, don't think you are not included because you don't see yourself as Igbo. When it starts happening, the North doesn't separate the man from Monisha, from that from Uyo or Aba. Neither do they separate the man from Enugu from the one from Calabar, just as they don't separate the man from Owerri or Port Harcourt from the man from Esan, Warri, or Yenagoa. The North sees all of us as one. They only divide us as a tool to weaken us and cheat us. We cannot be second-class citizens in our native country. We would all embrace diversity if it means live and let live. But this is not the case. Diversity in Nigeria means die so that Fulani may live. They want to kill us and take over our lands. For Fulani to grow their cattle rearing business, they want to ruin our crop growing business. They feed their cattle with our farms, and the Nigerian government does not think that this is unacceptable. They kill us, and Nigerian government has never made any effort to stop the killing or fish out the killers. Rather, the government goes after anyone with ability to protect his or herself. They said they want to dip their Quran in the Atlantic Ocean, and they are meticulously pursuing that agenda. And nothing will stop them except we will rise up to stop them. Of course, as we are doing. August 26, 2024, reports of new Fulani massacre of indigenous people in Zamfara State, similar to Fulani killings in Plateau State on the eve of Christmas, December 24, 2023. Video on social media shows over 200 people lying dead while the terrorists scream their jihadist lingo, Allahu Akbar, apparently praising their God for killing the people. Hundreds of innocent, defenseless people slaughtered. As usual, no word or speech from the Nigerian president condemning the atrocities or commiserating with the people. The politicians pretend that nothing happened. Nigerians are also indifferent, underscoring colossal lack of value for human life. Nigerians can arrange protests against hunger, but not against senseless loss of life, possibly because Fulani has succeeded in conditioning the country to accept Fulani crimes as normal. Even though this is happening in the north, we have compassion on our fellow indigenous people and must speak out on their behalf. Biafra independence is the only thing that will stop Fulani avowed ambition to kill all of us. September 27, 2024, Biafrans are stunned by the report of Nigeria government's plan to relocate people displaced in the north to Ehimembano in the former Imo State. Nigeria having failed to protect its citizens from external aggression, now by this act appear to be ceding to the terrorists control of the places they have invaded and displaced indigenous people. Nigeria can deploy its military to regain control of these places and return the displaced people to their ancestral homes. But Nigeria can deploy its military to keep Biafrans resisting the invasion and now have the effrontery to even think of bringing the so-called displaced people to the region they have until now defamed as being insecure. If you allow these people into Biafra, it will not be long before they would ask for more land. They would want an emir, and they would want Sharia. In other words, whoever that is planning to bring the so-called displaced people are invariably laying foundations for perpetual conflict in the future. Nnamdi Azikiwe mortgaged our future in one Nigeria, but Hope Uzodinma appear hell-bent on plunging our future into a bottomless pit abyss. Biafrans will not let that happen. Ehime is a few kilometers from the Atlantic Ocean, and definitely this planned relocation of the jihadists to Biafra land surreptitiously brings to reality their age-long desire to dip their Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. We will not let that happen. As the Biafra government led by His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoku has said, we will only take refugees after our independence from Nigeria. As November 2024 rolls in, Lakurawa, a new entrant into the Nigeria terrorism industry, emerges in the Sokoto and Kebbi parts of the Northwest, and within days has killed scores of people. This latest terrorist group is reported to be made up of nationals of Mali, Niger, etc. Terrorists will keep coming because Fulanis and jihadists from all over the world have seen how easy the Nigeria government has made invading its territory and killing indigenous people or abducting them for ransom. It is left for us to do nothing and be killed, or do something and be free. We have chosen to do something and be free. Fulani would like to argue that ECOWAS treaty allows free movement of people. Even though ECOWAS treaty may have allowed free movement of people through defined ports of entry and exit, and not through the bushes. No country would be obligated to uphold a treaty that creates existential threat for its citizens. Those that call themselves legislatures at the National Assembly have never considered a bill to secure the northern border, either because they are in denial of the problem or they are so scared to propose a solution. As such, are willing to let defenseless indigenous populations slaughtered every day. Now, therefore, in the circumstances, the inhuman experiences we have been subjected to, and out of conviction that the oppressors are increasingly more brazen, will stop at nothing in their desire to deprive us of amenities of life, eliminate us, and take over our natural inheritance. We, the people of Biafra, are left with no other choice than to take concrete steps to self-preserve and self-determine. And on the basis of the Biafra self-referendum conducted between February 1, 2024 and November the 28th, 2024, and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra
I'm sure you want to hear that again. I'm sure you want to hear that again.
Of the independence of the United States to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra of the independence on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra and Lati Convention delegates votes authorizing using the outcome of the referendum to declare restoration of Biafra independence, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of the independence of the United States of Biafra
How much is the way you currently speak costing you in your personal life and in your
The zoo is falling. The zoo has fallen. The zoo will crumble. They will feel the heat. We move with speed, no limit. They don't know what is coming. The zoo has fallen. We move. Yes. Yes. We are here to let the world know what is happening. Only Biafra! Only Biafra! Only Biafra! We move! Yes! Yes! The land of the rising sun! The children of God! The chosen ones! Yes! We are here! Finland, we are here! Yes, sir! The zoo don't know what is coming! Yes! Yes! We move! High spirit! The zoo has fallen, finally. Finally, the zoo has fallen. They don't know what's coming, did they? Yes. Yes. It's high time. Nebo! It's high time. We move. Freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. You must understand that. Thank you so much, Finland. Please go back to your seat. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Please, can you go back to your seat, please?
This is the moment when the celebration was at its peak, the moment the declaration was made by Dr. Bryson Okoma. You saw it, ceaseless celebration on ending jubilation from Biafrans, and then one shameless evil woman came to destroy this joy. Because continuing from here, united with this force, no matter what Finland tried to do, this unity will break them. But they succeeded in using Ngozi to divide these people. You see this multitude celebrating this declaration, they use Ngozi and eventually use Oge. And now they're using some dingbats that we don't even know what they call themselves. But Chuko Kabiama will disgrace all of them, because eventually it will be the miracle of Biafra.
Please, can you go back to your seat? Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much.
USB, 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 Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
CRS,
Thank you, my fellow Biafrans. Thank you so much.
Please, let's sit. Let's sit, please. Let's sit, please.
Yes.
Let's see, please. Let's see, please.
Please have a seat.
Dr. Bryson is the one that was even calling the COS. COS, let's sit, because COS was still among the crowd. Yeah, was calling her. Arrange yourself, behave yourself. Let's sit, please.
Thank you so much. Have a seat, yeah.
Let's see, please. So one more time, we are compelled to, on behalf of the people of the United States of Biafra, declare the restoration of independence of the United States of Biafra, comprising 40 confederating states. On this day,
E se ci fosse un altro modo?
Please.
Paradigm, la nuova fragranza ricaricabile by Prada.
on this day, November 29, 2024. Let's sit. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, please. 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 Let's keep going. The United States of Biafra shall have the full powers of a sovereign state and shall establish commerce, levy war, make peace, enter into diplomatic relations, and carry out as of rights other sovereign responsibilities. As a democratic state, reassure protection for all persons, local and foreign, and their properties and businesses within our territory. Until that day and time, a substantive constitution will be adopted, the affairs of the people of the United States of Biafra will continue to be piloted by a transition government to be constituted during or after this convention by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister.
Did you people hear that? I think I need to make myself a little bit, give myself some kind of. Did you guys hear that? This was the declaration that there would be what? A transitional government. I will allow the declarant to read it again. Okay, I think it is here. Let me even read it from here. Until that day, if you can see it from here, until that day and time, until that day and time, a substantive constitution will be adopted. The affairs of the people of the United States of Biafra will continue to be piloted by a transition government to be constituted during or after this convention by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister. It will be what? Done by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister. I will repeat it again. Until that day and time, a substantive constitution will be adopted. The affairs of the people of the United States of Biafra will continue to be piloted by a transition government. After that convention, there have never been any transition government. There have never been any transition that was adopted, that was constituted, that was led, that was ordered by the Prime Minister. Piloted by a transition government to be constituted during. Because the Prime Minister was not there, there was no way it will be constituted. So it must wait. Or after. Then since it didn't happen during, it has to happen after the convention. And it must be by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister in accordance with the legal provision spelled out in the Biafra Charter. The legal provision spelled out in the Biafra Charter. This evil woman that came in from the back door came to destroy everything. The Prime Minister was not there. He said, I deserve. Useless woman. And some people without brain went after her. Well, maybe now I can understand because you went after her because some of you may have seen Isaiah Nyogo. We didn't see him. But Isaiah Nyogo, as was now being appointed by the CRC, once the CRC found out that he was even the most evil mole, he was, cut into bits and, pulled off. So you understand that everything must be in order. Remember, before Isaiah Nyogo took the podium, he put his hand on the plow. He vowed. He took a commitment. He made a commitment pledge that he will be submissive to the orders of the Prime Minister. That immediately the Prime Minister comes, he will surrender. But today, he's already taken the title of the Prime Minister. Just like Ngozi Fulani is already saying that the era of Prime Minister is gone, that she is now in charge. Criminals. Criminals. Bloody criminals are that. So I'm going to allow the declarant himself to read it again while you pay rapt attention.
Possibilities. As a democratic state, reassure protection for all persons, local and foreign, and their properties and businesses within our territory. Until that day and time, a substantive constitution will be adopted, the affairs of the people of the United States of Biafra will continue to be piloted by a transition government to be constituted during or after this convention by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister.
Well, the question now is, all this bunch of people that are shouting and screaming, many of them are with Ngozi. Many of them were with Ngozi. They had this particular declaration. They had it being read. This particular document was prepared when the Prime Minister was with us, and the Prime Minister approved it. That is the reason why the Prime Minister was even not in support of this convention going ahead. He wanted it to be put on hold because he knew what he was prepared to do. And even though you want to go ahead with it, how dare you change what he has prepared by himself? From changing the date, you decided to dismantle everything. Those of you that heard this declarant, Dr. Bryson Okoma, read this particular thing, and yet you followed Ngozi. Are you not ashamed of yourself now? But maybe you celebrated it out of celebration. You didn't even know that in that document you were celebrating something. It didn't take time. You went in opposition of what you just celebrated. You went against it. Something that should be done by the Prime Minister. A reckless, mad woman went ahead and did opposite, and you went along with her. Shouldn't you start apologizing to the Prime Minister right now? Shouldn't you start making your restitution right now? I know the reason why he told you that the CROC is in charge. I know the reason why these men, up to today, they are the only ones that are even visiting and seeing the Prime Minister. This picture was taken in June. This picture you are seeing on your screen here was taken in June. And these are the underground men working behind the scene and making things happen for the Prime Minister. The man, he put his chest on and said, these are my men. Till tomorrow. These are them. Look at them. Responsible men. They don't make noise. Sometimes you say, why are they not coming to speak? What do you want them to speak? Do you expect Dr. Bryson Okoma to come and start speaking again? Speaking what? After he read the declaration to you, you celebrated it, and you went away and followed the mad woman. Now that you have heard him read it again to you, are you going to begin to apologize now and spit on the face of that mad woman and tell her, how dare you deceive us all this while? How dare you make a caricature of what this Prime Minister worked hard for? How dare you, you evil woman, make something that is so important, written, agreed, worked on a template for the freedom of the people of God, make it look like it was a joke. You come out and tell them, hey, we declare Biafra will not carry gun. Hey, we declare Biafra will carry whistle. Hey, we declare Biafra is now, the military is now, what is the word she used for the military? She decentralized. Some hopeless, reckless statements you keep hearing. Hey, Butuzo, Pierre Butuzo. Gossiping left, right, and center. Then you began to hear, I am playing in the federal. Okay, it's playing in local. My network in Nigeria. Can you imagine? And you kept following. like a zombie. But these men were quiet. Once in a while, they will send Vam, go and tell them, because we don't need to make noise. Dr. Bryson will say, Vam, oh yeah, go and read it to them, because we don't like repeating ourselves. Because by the time we keep repeating ourselves, we will look like child's play. These are very serious men, professionals in their own field. They bring out their time, dedicate their time. Have you seen what he has been reading since? This was compiled and painstakingly written for Biafrans to know that this journey is very important. And a very reckless woman, after smoking shisha, she will come and be shaking her head like a lizard and be telling you, "Hey, this man, you must bow." And all of you, like zombie, you followed. And these men kept going to make sure that the prime minister is okay. They kept following up to make sure that everything is well. Flying from USA, flying from Switzerland, flying from all parts of the world where they're located to make sure that the man is here. Look at them, live and direct. Let any one of these hopeless idiots give you any evidence of their concern for the prime minister. None whatsoever. Not even one. Then one shameless mad woman will come and say, "Hey, I was in the hotel that day and I saw somebody coming out. A person was there and he came out and shameless people. Look at them. Look at them. This is not Cho Cho Cho. These are men that show walking. You read it, you celebrated it, yet you followed Jezebel. Now, will you open your eyes? That is, if you really want to leave, will you open your eyes and now apologize to Simon Ekpa, your prime minister, Odogwu himself? Apologize to him. Apologize to Biafrans and get into the boat and let's get home. Let's get going. Let me allow Dr. Bryson to finish off what he's reading. I don't know. I hope somebody wakes up tonight.
Your protection for all persons, local and foreign, and their properties and businesses within our territory. Until that day and time, a substantive constitution will be adopted, the affairs of the people of the United States of Biafra will continue to be piloted by a transition government to be constituted during or after this convention by the United States of Biafra Prime Minister. Re-establish the Bight of Biafra, which was mischievously removed by the Nigeria state after the Civil War. Reaffirm our confidence in the Prime Minister, His Excellency Ekpa Simon Njoko, and
Did you hear that? What they are celebrating now is to reaffirm our confidence in our prime minister. Ask all these people, how many of them are still confident in the prime minister? To reaffirm our confidence in the prime minister. To reaffirm our confidence in the prime minister. But today, you have put your confidence in a very reckless, shameless, pathetic, sick-headed, psychopath, lunatic woman, and another criminal from Maryland, living in Maryland, in Baltimore. You put your hope in them. You want to discard Obatobie. It's either you repent now or you are gone forever.
Release my powers. I'm about to release my powers. Abito sheka, kanduka kandusa, lebrela mandi, palebo sendelebo. Abito sheka, dabus kaba, leva se fale, inda boski, bagose. Banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji. I got the power. I got the power. Citadel, Santos, San Antonio, pandemic, epidemic, pandemonium, catastrophe, cataclysm. I'm a burning fire. I'm a burning fire. Abito sheka, kanduka kandusa, lebrela mandi, palebo sendelebo. Abito sheka, dabus kaba, leva se fale, inda boski, bagose. Banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji, banu menu menu meji. I got the power.
And we assure him of our unreserved support, which he has earned by virtue of his transformational leadership that made this day possible. The Biafra Declaration Drafting Board signs the declaration statement, which will be endorsed by everybody in this convention.
Now, I want you to hear him repeat that statement again, for you to know that he makes the declaration. Every one of us that were in that convention, we endorsed it. There is nothing that Ngozi Orabueze did. Ngozi Orabueze was one of us that endorsed it. She is not exclusive to the document. I want our declarants to actually repeat that statement so that you understand the evil thing this woman did. Very evil woman.
Leadership that made this day possible. The Biafra Declaration Drafting Board signs the declaration statement, which will be endorsed by everybody in this convention.
Which will be endorsed. Biafra Declaration Drafting Board signs it. They sign this declaration document, which will be endorsed by everyone. Everyone in that convention. Then some idiots like Edim Babini, you hear him come out and say, hey, after everything, he should boldly, single-handedly declare Biafra. God punish all of you deceivers, evil people. And the other one they call Kelena TV. Hey, everybody left. She came and declared Biafra. She came and declared. I hope he is watching. That idiot in Cambodia or Vietnam. I hope he's watching. You don't know anything, and you will not allow people that know to tell you.
No leadership that made this day possible. The Biafra Declaration Drafting Board signs the declaration statement, which will be endorsed by everybody in this convention. COS. Who stands in for the?
I think he's the chief of staff, so you can call her to.
Call her.
Yeah, to come hold your listen.
Chief of staff. Chief of staff.
I don't want to hear any nonsense from the shameless woman. We have listened to the man that did the whole thing, and any other thing that she does there is all just to fulfill all that righteousness. The deal has been done, and then she will come and show her shameless face because she doesn't deserve any respect anymore. That woman doesn't deserve any respect. So, Biafrans, this is actually what we have tonight. Tomorrow, I'll bring you another one. I'll look through and see the one I'll bring for you from the convention. Otherwise, we have something else. And day one, it is almost 12:30 midnight here in my own location. And I want to appreciate our own Dr. Bryson Okoma. Thank you for what you do. I want to appreciate our own chair, Mazima Madabu. Thank you for all that you do for Biafra and for Onyendu and for Odogwu. Thank you so much. You are the rock, not Cho Cho Cho. You show walking, and heaven, Eligwe, will back you up and will always remember you. Thank you for all you do. And I thought of bringing some images from our outing in Finland before. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring those images again. Some pictures, some of the things. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe that's if we don't have something that is more urgent than that. Thank you so much. And then there's a point Mazi Bryson, Dr. Bryson mentioned about the exclusive list. Talking about the exclusive list. I've always played this video. I want to play it again about what the zoo is all about, where they make some of the things that come out from Biafra land, they put them in exclusive list. You are the one that provide what they use to live. They make your own exclusive list. So you cannot even come enjoy the benefits, the blessings of what you have, what you provided for them. They enjoy it and you suffer. Yeah? Let's listen to this senator when he talks about the exclusive list.
One of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists.
So, you see, there was nothing to write home about Nigeria. Nothing would have worked for any one of us. Hence, we walk away, and we have our own country and our own nation. And our prime minister is coming out. He's coming out to the shame and disgrace of all those that wanted him there, to the shame and the disgrace of those like Ngozi Fulani have said that she wants to bring Biafra legally. That is to say that Prime Minister did not work legally. She wants to bring it legally. Thunder fire you and destroy you completely. Idiotic woman. Biafrans, I love you all. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch your phone.